Guys, it's been a while. I'm back again with a brand new video. My name is Njeri Karanja and this is my YouTube channel. If you're here for the first time, please consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to activate your notification bell so that you may receive all notifications of my future videos. Today we are having a bit touchy topic because I'll be giving a story, just a short story about my life after high school. If you're here and you are in high school, maybe you have gone through the same thing, maybe probably your story is much more beautiful than mine, or maybe you do not have any kind of dramas after school, stay tuned until you get the end so that you get to understand what it is and how it is that people face the challenges that we face, the hard situations that force us to make some hard decisions. But in the end, what is important for us to overcome all these and stand as we keep on fighting for our dreams. Now, this is my story after school. When I was in high school, I was a normal person with both parents. My mom, my dad was my hero, my role model. And I admired how tough our parents were like. And then I went to Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4 levels, no more. Everything was very okay. Going to school, them coming for visiting, everything was so beautiful and so enjoyable. So after doing my Form 4, I remember my dad fell ill. Immediately after we did Form 4, he fell ill. And after a few months, my dad passed on. My best friend, our breadwinner, passed on. I was in Form 4, I just did my high school, and I was so focused. I was so determined into achieving my dreams. I shared a lot with my dad about what I wanted to become, how I wanted to live and all that, you know. But then again, here is a person that was taking care of my education. And he is no more. It was so frustrating. It got so hard for me. Cried every day, every morning, wishing, asking God questions that had no answers. And one day when I was crying, I was hoping my dad would send me money for my college to me, in whichever way. My wishes remained wishes. But for some reason, I just sat down one day, 18 years old, beautiful teenager, who is having so much desire to achieve her dreams. I was losing hope. I was losing everything that I had. But there's one thing I had not lost: my faith in God. A few people that I've interacted with, they know how passionate I am about God, how passionate I am about talking about faith, because I know what faith has really done for me. Every time I think about the moment I started my journey, the moment I started writing my story, which I believe I started writing my story immediately I did my KCSE examination. So that's why I am here today, to encourage somebody. You see, when I got a job, I saw that newspaper with advertisement, and immediately I was so happy. Like a normal person, you all know. Once you know that all your desires are about to be met, what do? The joy. You feel so happy. So I felt so happy to have found this job. And immediately I organized myself for an interview. And when I went there, they were looking for marketers. There's this thing that we are selling on the streets. So I became one of the sellers. I was hired immediately. You know what we are looking for? The qualification was beauty. And I believed I was beautiful enough. So I was hired. So I was so determined. That is a key. I was so focused. Number one, there are those three things that never left my mind. 4 of them. Number one was focus. I was so focused. I really wanted to get the college so that I get myself to the right path towards achieving my dreams. Number 2, I was committed. I didn't want any joker around my life. I was so committed towards achieving my dreams, so I could do anything legal for me to get my dreams. Number 3, I was so determined. I'll try everything, no matter how hard it looked like. For me, I believed everything is possible. And number 4, I had very strong faith in God. I believe that God had an answer for my prayers, and of course He had. So I was hired and started selling. There were some ladies who were from the university. They were waiting for their graduation or university. Some from KU. So I was the kind of just a form for leaver with just the not even certificate in computer. So it was just me and myself, and my focus, my determination, and my willpower, and all that. So when I got hired, my main goal was one: to get my fee to the college. That was the main. And so I went there with only one thing on mind: I've come here to work and take myself to the college. We started working. So every day of the whole time I worked with those guys, I could go to church. I was a Catholic. I could go to church for morning mass every day. In the evening, when other people are going to have fun, the ladies have met some people in the field. They're being taken out to have some good, nice dinner. I was always early to bed, trying to make myself get enough rest for the sake of tomorrow. I used to work on target. I could say, I'm supposed to sell a puppy, so I was selling, I was being given 70 bob. So I could say, I have to make sure that I earn 700 today. And I could do anything possible, even going for extra miles to make sure that I don't go to bed before I hit my target, before I achieve what I desire to achieve as the day started. And it continued like that. And so after some point, because I was really selling, I was a good seller, they promoted me into a trainer. I could train on how to sell. So I was training them on now on commission and salary based. So after a few months, I had accumulated money amounting to 78,000. And when I was doing my calculation, I'm like, this is good enough to take me to college. I don't have to waste any more time going to do the pitching and all that. So I decided to now quit. After around 9 months, if I'm not wrong. So I decided to quit now, go back so that I can enjoy the college. Now I approached my boss every day. I was signing whatever amount I gave him. I would give him the money. Then I sign and he signs that he has received the money. And the reason why, just to make it clear with people, because people may jump into judging people. It's okay to judge people if you don't know what it is. But the reason why I decided to give this guy money, because the girls that I was working with mostly, that moment whereby you don't feel, it's not like they could have stolen from me, but you see the human sense that tells you that these people might steal from you. Then again, I thought the only safer way to have my money saved, because I didn't have a bank account and didn't have an ID, was to give my boss the money for him to save for me. So he saved for me, and that's why I said I could sign the amount of money I've given to him, and he countersigned to ensure that he has shown me that he has received the money, 78,000. And I thought, this is good money, take me to the college. And I was so happy, so excited. I've achieved my goal, I have hit it, and now I'm so happy that I eventually am seeing the door, and I'm gonna get my seat at the college, sit and do whatever it is I desire to do. Hey, this is where the whole story starts now. This is where the beauty of everything starts. It's not beginnings now. When I was waking up in the morning, after I told him about my desire to leave like in 2 days, he said, that's okay, I'll give you the money. So I'll go to the bank tomorrow, then I'll sort you, then you can go at least enjoy the college. And I was so happy. I even started now making the goodbyes and to my colleagues and all that. What? Don't even think about it. I know you're already thinking. Don't even make your mind tired thinking. Let me give you the story. Upon waking up of the following day, after now I told him I'm supposed to leave, he was nowhere to be seen. He had disappeared, like out of, oh God. I was frustrated. I never thought, I had not seen it coming. I had trusted him. Maybe it was too soon for me to trust him. But then again, I think I somehow take it in a positive way as a lesson that I had to go through for me to learn. He ran away with my money. And so I think the person who had given me money, as who was after me, he had given me like 5,000 or 7,000, another much. I wasn't sure, because I was doing it. I started doing it with him like before even others had realized. As much as we wanted to get this guy arrested, it was next to impossible. We did not sign anything. We had not any paper that showed that we were working for him. We did not have an agreement. We had no document of him, and everything was done verbally. Like, we didn't have nothing that could have committed for him to get arrested. As much as we wanted to cry every day, as much as we wanted the people who are willing to help us, we went to the labor offices and they told us that nothing they could do, because there was nothing like as evidence that we were working for this guy. So what would we have done? Just accept. Change is inevitable, so we accepted. So it was painful for me as a person who had a lot of money with him, as a person who felt like her dreams were shattered, as a person who was really happy that she's gonna now get back to college, and now everything has been turned into zero work, 9 months of sacrifice to zero, 9 months of determination to zero, commitment, everything, focus, zero. So my mom called me, and I remember that time my phone didn't have a screen, so I could not tell who was calling me. I told my mom, I've been dropped. I don't have any single cent with me. I'm shaggy. I'm just anything bad you can mention, mom. She told me, come back home. I'm like, no, mom. She told my brother to call me back home, and I told my brother, you know what? Suppose it was you. Would mom have told you to come back home? No, should have let you fight. I'm gonna fight like a man. I was only 18 years, and a few months approaching to 19. The frustration, everything bad happened to me, and I'm there. And so we went looking for a job and found a job in a hotel. I remember in a hotel whereby it was a bar cum restaurant. I didn't want to work in a bar. My dad was a small business owner, so he used to run a bar. So for some reason, I did not like how ladies who were selling around there were being treated by men when they get drunk. So somehow I had a negative thing about that bar selling thing. And so I told the manager in a very humble way, please don't let me go work in the bar. He told me, we have no choice. That's the only place you can work. I was desperate. I needed this job. So I had to accept. But let me tell you something good about those people who have faith in God. Oh, I had started working there like for a few days, like for 3 days. And I was telling God, please, let me not work there. And God hears our prayers. When you hear people talk of the book of Matthew chapter 21 and verse 22, faith really make things work for you. They have worked for me. The power of having faith in God. You know, we are given the definition of what faith really is in the book of Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. When you read through the book of Hebrews chapter 11, from verse 1 up to around 11, the whole of that verse really talks about what faith can do for you. And so I trusted my life will go well, and I believe that it will be. So my first miracle on how faith worked for me was my desires were met by the owner of the whole hotel. She came in with guests, and I was requested to go and help the lady who was working there. And by the time I was done with my services and all that, the lady had said that from now henceforth, she is the one who should be serving me and my guests on this side. So that boss lady never used to work on that side, so she was working around that area. And I was so happy to know that my desires had been met, although I was still desperate. I wasn't as much as I want to cry about it. Sometimes I love it myself, and sometimes I thank God I went through it, because there's a lot of knowledge, there's a lot of lessons that I learned from that experience. So after that, to cut the whole story short, it has been a journey for me since I did my Form 4. It's been fighting situation after situation, challenges after challenges, this, that. And I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, have always found a way. God has always given a way. Every time I find myself in a situation that's so difficult and I look at it and I'm like, who is gonna fight this? I decide to put everything down. You see, the reason why I'm giving you this story is because if I was to continue up to how life after that continued, it's a bit touchy and touching. But then again, as much as beautiful it is, I don't want to take the whole time telling you this for us to have a part 2 of my journey since when I did my Form 4 and how I got where I am and why I got this passion of wanting to tell people that life is never easy, life is never hard, life is how you take it, because we have been given chances, you have been given opportunity, you have given a liberty. Because every time you choose to make life hard, it becomes exactly that. So for those who are in Form 4, it's not gonna be like that for the rest of your life, my dear. It's not gonna be that sweetie or biscuits or sodas, anything that you want for the rest of your life. Things gonna change at some point. You may leave this. So I'm not praying for that, and I wouldn't want anybody to go through what I went through. But if change comes, embrace it. Hold it strongly. Believe that you will get out of that situation, whatever the situation you'll be facing. Because it's only through acceptance and only through believing that God is going to take you through the situation throughout can make you win. There's always thing that I always tell people, whatever situation you're going through, God will never take it away from you. No, he'll never. Remember, he had the power to take the situation for Jesus out of the way, but he chose not to. But even for you, whatever situation you're going through, whatever the situation that you're going to face, whatever the change that will come your way, he's not going to take it away from you, but he will not leave you. He'll walk the journey with you. He'll give you the strength to overcome to the end, but you must have faith. So anything, any situation, any difficult situation, any challenge, any obstacle, all you need is faith, and just embrace it, accept it. Without accepting, you live in denial. Without accepting, you never believe that God can do it for you. So this is to remind you that the situation that you are in right now, it's preparing you, it's hardening you for a much brighter and very beautiful tomorrow. So whatever it is I've been through, it's crazy, but then again, I tell God every day, every morning, because he's been taking me from grace to grace. That's why my story has become more beautiful, more inspirational every day. This is just a pinch for that person who had just done his KCSE, for that person who has done their final examination in their career and all that. Don't be so too choosy. Accept change, accept situations, embrace them, always be willing to fight. I've seen people becoming so frustrated. I've seen people become so depressed. I've seen people losing it in life because things have changed for them. What they expected is not what they got. And also, don't put your expectation too high. Always be on free mode. So when you're on free mode, you devote yourself, you commit yourself, and whatever the result you get, you believe is what you deserve. They could come beyond what you would have expected. They could come maybe probably below what you would have expected. That's why I always advise people to put the expectation on free mode, so that whatever comes, you embrace it, you accept, but do what is right, and devote yourself, commit yourself, be determined, stay focused, and don't allow any distraction. Fight for your dreams. Do not step on them. Do not lose your dignity on the way, because your dreams has to be achieved. Always stand for what you believe, and most importantly, believe in God and have faith in God. This brings us to the end of this video. I trust somebody will get motivated. The story is long. My story is beautiful. I'll be pausing at this point, awaiting the next part of my story. And for this, I'll say bye-bye. May God bless you for your time. May God be with you. Until next time, thank you so much.